Our hero, Awkward Steve, is wondering what to do now. He has posted on the internet and received a friendly comment. But what about the other comments? Surely, Steve says to himself, those comments are just as encouraging and friendly. Everyone on the internet is such a wonderful person. They will clearly make his life feel so much better and give him the courage to answer the door and answer the stranger who has come calling. This should be interesting, Steve says to himself as he reads the other comments. Are you an idiot, Steve? Man up, bro! I hate you, Steve. It's me at the door. You're dead now. I'm gonna eat you. Steve suddenly realizes he has made a horrible mistake by reading comments on the internet. Unsolicited comments at that. Steve, why is it that every time Steve tries to make friends on the internet, things seem to be going well, and an anonymous jerk ruins everything? Steve does not know. Steve doesn't understand. Life is difficult for him. But wait, Steve realizes. The security camera. He can check his security camera to see who is at the door. Perhaps the person at the door is not a stranger. Perhaps it is a kind person, someone he knows. After all, Steve did have a stranger visit last night, which was not so bad. A stranger visited with the security cameras. It was someone from the security camera company offering to install the security cameras to him for a nominal fee. Steve decides to check the security cameras, but then he realizes something horrible. I don't have a security camera! For you see, our hero Steve did not answer the door when the security cameraman came by. He's not brave enough to answer the door unless he sees who it is first through a security camera. Therefore, the security camera delivery installment person was not able to set it up. It's so awful indeed. He can't answer the door because it might be a stranger, but he can't answer the door unless a stranger helps him answer. Do you understand what I mean? Life is so difficult and strange. Poor Awkward Steve has no idea what to do. Perhaps he can hang out with rabbits. The rabbits, Maya and Phoenix, they do not judge him. They do not hate him. They love Steve. They believe Steve is a wonderful person. And just watching them lowers his anxiety. His anxiety goes down by 10. He decides he's gonna hang out with the rabbits even more. Maybe they can make his anxiety drop even more. These rabbits, they are fluffy. They remind Steve of his beard. He has been growing that beard for approximately 27 years now. It has been a long time. He's quite proud of his accomplishment. He decides to hang out with another animal, the turtle, and ponder, how can he have a security camera installed without a stranger appearing? The turtle seems fine. He's turtly awesome. Turtle. Now, obviously, the turtle, of course, is a metaphor for frozen yogurt. Frozen yogurt is delicious. Turtles might be delicious. Steve wouldn't know. He would never eat a turtle. He just likes patting his turtle and hugging it. He does the same thing with his frozen yogurt. He never eats it. He just hugs it and pats it. Sometimes it gets in his beard and he's forced to wash his beard and it's awkward, but that's okay. He would much rather enjoy the moment. Speaking of enjoyment, let's do a crossword. Steve decides to do a crossword puzzle. He's quite adept at crossword puzzles. Wait a minute. I think he's just putting the same answer down for all the crosswords. The answer is, of course, but. I see. There are buts all over the place. that has calmed him down, and now we can answer the door. No, Steve disagrees. He cannot answer the door. He cannot answer the door! But, you might say. And Steve responds, yes, but. Let me make some tea, Steve says. The tea shall make myself calm. Sure. Steve wonders what kind of tea he can get. Perhaps he can get some black tea. And how shall he prepare the tea? He shall cook it on the stove. Now, I would like to point out a problem with this objet d'art. As you can see, the roof of the building looks like this from this particular angle, from underneath the faucet. However, when we switch camera angles, you can clearly see that this was not filmed in the same area. Yes, that is correct. Our artistry involved 2 different sinks. They thought they could fool me by switching out sinks. But no, you can never fool me, Awkward Steve. The lies that have gone into your production are even worse than the lies you tell yourself. The lies which belies your drama. You can clearly see different light fixtures on the ceiling, different sinks. Different sinks indeed. And the water drips down like a tear. The tear of production values. It's like I always say, a watched pot is stupid. Steve, at this point, has no idea what he's doing again, so he decides to go back to the internet. Perhaps the internet can make him happy. Perhaps he can talk online with his friend that he's never met, IRL. That stands for in real life. Steve just learned about that yesterday. But then Steve's doorbell rings again. He wonders, who could it be? Is it a stranger? What can he do? And he has many of the same options that he's taken before. Because you see, that is how life works. We do the same things over and over and over. Every morning I get up, I have a cup of Darjeeling tea, then I go to Starbucks and throw my tea at the barista. And I ask the barista not to misspell the name on my cup. She never does. She never does. And that is how life works. We have the same options over and over again. Unfortunately, in real life, I cannot double click like this. Click. Oh, my mistake. By double click, I mean single click. I cannot single click in order to skip a scene. How wonderful it could be if I was driving on my way to work and I could merely click, and then I would be there at my job, teaching preschoolers the fundamentals of theater. That's what I try to do. Unfortunately, I end up reading them books about colors. That's what I do. Red, green, yellow, red. But no, I do not understand it. And that is why this game speaks to me, because it does not have colors, and I hate colors after reading that color book to the preschoolers so many times in a row. It's utter madness. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through this. As you can see, we have a lot of the same options. I have explained, but let us try a different option. Let us try making the tea, but this time we shall make the tea in the microwave, for Awkward Steve is unable to make the tea on the stove. Steve apparently has forgotten that he needs to put the water in the teacup. I believe that might actually be a coffee cup and not a teacup. I'm not sure, because I'm not allowed to get coffee or tea anymore. Not since I threw the tea in the face of the barista at Starbucks. In fact, I'm not even sure if it was a Starbucks. I think it might have been a police station. I don't know. I've forgotten how to read after the months of reading red, orange, green, yellow. Why the colors? Why? 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 I don't know. It does not make sense. Does anything make sense anymore? It might make sense. It could be worth it if the tea was delicious. Steve tries the tea and realizes the tea is yum. So relax.